Alright, so first question. Who wants to do what with us then?
What is it?
What is it?
Conventions of real media products.
Well, can I do setting? Because I did all my on send stuff, so I can say why we chose like certain
And
areas
Halifax Town Centre.
Yeah.
Well, if you're doing that, I'll do like indie band and how it's down to earth, and the fact they used their own town was to make them seem like they were proud of where they came from, like their roots.
I'll do humour and like all the Benny Hill stuff we tried to incorporate.
Well, if you're doing that, do you want to do like the parody in the rom-com thing as well? Because it's quite similar in it, but then you could say it in different, like make it different in the narrative and all that sort of stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
I was thinking,
like indie conventions.
Yeah.
I was thinking, even though we did parodying of rom-com, the narrative, I know that was part of it, but like I could use structure, and we could talk about how we still tried to get like band shots in, like performance shots.
Yeah.
We incorporated
should
that.
we put anything about Digipack or magazine in it? Anywhere? Because it's
what is it?
like developing or challenge forms and conventions.
Yeah, I suppose we should put Digipack in this.
I never
shouldn't we?
thought of that,
Would
actually.
you want to? Yeah. Do you want to do?
We could talk about that and how we use the town shots of like our hometown.
Yeah, I could
in
link
the
that to
Digipack.
setting as well, couldn't I? 'Cause
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, if I could do something about like clothing and like
Yeah,
and-
like when we had to change your super dry hoodie because
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
obvious branding.
yeah.
And when
Well-
me and Hannah bossed you about and told you what to wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do camera shots because we had loads.
Yeah, but what conventions?
Yeah.
How
'Cause,
that's
like-
related to the like indie videos that we watched at the
Yeah,
start.
like close-ups and distance shots because they use quite a lot of
And
distance shots.
What about
Distance
editing,
shots.
like the cutting of it, like fast cutting for
What,
the fast
in-
songs
like
and
in
like
ti- yeah,
yeah, yeah.
relating
time of music.
the beat to the music
Yeah.
video.
So that could come under like camera shots and editing.
Yeah.
And then you could do about the Digipack because you did loads on that with Photoshop and stuff.
Yeah, I suppose. So right, should I talk about photoshopping this?
Yeah, I think we
well-
should. It's still
just
going
Yeah,
off
what's
in
the
the
second-
advert as well, because we did the research on
Yeah,
the
we need
advert.
to
What's the
show
second
overlapping
question?
questions.
The second question is about the combination of your main product and ancillary tasks. So that's kind of the
that's-
Digipack.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why
So we'll focus on
Yeah.
the Digipack.
Did you pack more in that? But you need to
Number
maybe
two.
mention it. in
we
the
could
first bit,
we
at least.
could mention it in the
Yeah.
you could do
I
that.
suppose we can just focus on it more.
Well, I think we should split this one up into like 4 areas, like the different stages. So if I talk about all the initial research we did before we had an idea, so we knew what we wanted to do, like looking at our genres,
Yeah.
like other examples from
Ben
existing
Howard.
artists, like Ben Howard, Florence and the Machine. And,
Do it like a
and
timeline.
the actual Wombats, which the song's taken
Yeah.
from.
But Alex, you should talk about Photoshop and
Yeah,
everything
definitely.
because you put the effect and stuff on.
Yeah. Can I do? I did like, a lot of editing for video and everything. So can I do that sort of side of it then?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What about oh no, I suppose
I'll go back-
internet research.
Well, you wanted to do
should we
setting
do
for
that?
the first
Yeah, yeah.
question. You could do that. You could kind of incorporate it in the second one.
Because
Yeah,
we've got
yeah.
the whole
Localness.
town thing,
Yeah, I'll-
showing the down to earth and
Mise en
proud
scène
of the
type thing and
roots.
everything as well.
We could talk about the font and how we got
Why
like a
don't you do
scribbled
the font
effect.
then? Because
Yeah.
you like had a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot
Could
of
we
ideas
say
like
that we downloaded it because it was free to download? It wasn't copyrighted.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Just
I'll
say,
talk about
just
that.
say that we had a look at a variety of fonts.
Yeah, and we'll say why we use that as well, because it's making the band look more down to earth and everything.
Yeah.
You said that in the first question didn't you, as well, so that'd be a good link.
No, I
into
didn't
there.
talk. Well, a bit, but
The
not
down to
much.
earthness, didn't you?
Oh, down to earthness. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Not font. But then I could talk about how on the Digipack and the poster, it makes it look. The font that we use, not for the understudies, for the title, makes it look like an actual book.
Yeah.
Because I talked about that in our questionnaire for the feedback.
Mm.
So.
So what's the third one then? What have you learned from audience feedback? Well, for that one, we should probably listen through.
People can be mean.
Yeah.
We should listen through all the recordings.
voice
Yeah, we've got the voice recordings.
Everything we've got from there, and then we'll just whatever they said, we'll say how we changed it. And that was easy enough to do.
We've
Wasn't
got-
it?
I think
Got
we've
teacher
kind of
comments.
learned that people don't like what we thought they would, if you get what I mean.
Mm.
We did some stuff that
I suppose we
people-
did the research into it also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sort of had an
yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
And you
But
kind of
then,
have to change things based on them. even
yeah,
if you
and
don't
that's and we
agree
have
with
done,
it
haven't we? Really, it's
Yeah.
not we haven't ever completely ignored the audience feedback.
I
We've always-
really liked our first draft ending with the slow motion running.
No, but
No,
you didn't
I-
really.
Nah, I didn't
Yeah,
like
I agree with the
that.
audience.
Sorry, you're on your own there, Rhiannon.
Yeah, I did not
That's fair.
like that. So I
I
think they were
didn't,
right
yeah.
to criticise that.
I
I
think
think
what-
it's good that we've changed
I think
it.
yeah,
I think-
I
I
like
think
those
now
I
changes.
do
changed
think
it
I think
there.
it's a better ending now, but
We've got
it
more-
didn't need
we've
to
got
be
more
so
editing in
mean.
the
Yeah,
end
and I
as
think
well.
it's good that they pointed out that it wasn't an obvious parody. Like we needed to do the whole going into the TV shots and
Oh,
all.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was
And
It
I'm
does- it
glad
does look
that
more
thing
obvious
that we
now,
learned.
doesn't
And I'm glad they've made us change the Bridget Jones bit at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got all that done now anyway, so
We just
and
need
the
to
narrative's all
Beth.
clear. 'Cause now Beth actually
Well, we need
leads
to,
as well.
in order to actually do answer this question, we actually do need to listen back to all
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
feedback.
Do we talk about feedback from the Digipack and all the ancillary
Yeah.
classes?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
do that as well.
So we'll just have to look back at all the feedback we've got and then...
Yeah, well that'd be easy enough.
Plan
Won't it?
that
We'll
one.
Yeah.
listen back. They're all on voice recordings out this.
Yeah,
we'll
we've
do
got
that.
some notes from
first.
Mr. Croft as well.
And yeah, so we'll have to say we responded to his feedback as well.
Yeah.
We changed all that. We put
Yeah,
in
'cause
more of
he's
that
had
Benny
some
Hill
issues
stuff,
with
didn't
Yeah,
we?
like the fading shot of
Yeah.
Nick's house.
Okay, the next question is, how did you use media technologies in the construction of research, planning and evaluation processes? Can I do blogs?
There's 4 of them, isn't there? There's 4 stages to that: research, planning, evaluation, and the construction. So we may as well just do one of them each, right?
Well, I'll do research then,
Yeah.
because blogs, we like think about how much we did in our blogs, like when we back to our Lana Del Rey stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Hannah
I can
did.
talk about all the planning.
Hannah did more research to that side of it, didn't she? So do you want to do that and then talk about YouTube and all the rest of it? And then Rihanna, if you're doing blogs, do you want to do planning?
Yeah, planning.
Yeah,
Like storyboards and stuff.
yeah. Horsfield, you're more
Yeah, well, this is just
ancillary
Photoshop.
stuff, aren't you?
Yeah. I can just talk about. We can talk about different cameras with viewers as well. What about we can throw, if we're doing like a video of it, we can throw that picture of the blue tack thing that we
Yeah,
did.
Yeah, I
Just
took
to
a picture
show
of
out,
that on my
yeah.
phone so we can put that.
Just to show how we've done it, and then
How
I
we've,
suppose
like,
like different cameras.
recorded
We've got
it.
the TV shot. We use like 4 different cameras for that.
Yeah.
How we set
And
it
the
up.
TV.
Well, also-
Technically,
Exactly.
technology, even if we did throw it out the window.
Yeah.
We're also planning on doing that video out with the actors so they can like discuss like what direction they were given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
So
if I do
we can talk
blogs,
about how we've done that.
could I talk about the fact that we could get onto each other's blogs
Yeah, true.
and talk about the fact that teenagers text anyway, but the fact that we had to arrange stuff and
yeah.
by text and
'Cause we had
Facebook
that
and stuff.
Facebook message going as well, didn't we? With,
Yeah.
like between the group.
Yeah, so
and
you could
so we
just
could
like
send
put on ideas
and send stuff
things
as
like
well.
that.
And,
Yeah.
like sending photos to each other and everything. So
But would Facebook count as a way of...
yeah, it's
Yeah,
technology.
technology,
so-
isn't
Technology,
it?
it's using a social network site.
Okay, right.
Yeah, and I'll do like Vegas if I can then, because I like
Yeah.
doing all that sort of
Alex,
stuff.
didn't you put the original draft on Facebook as well? So we could talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Get
Yeah,
some
yeah, we've got some
audience
feedback.
Yeah. I've got a bit of feedback
Yeah.
off that, but obviously not as much as.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but at least it shows we've tried like
Yeah,
outside
different.
the class.
Yeah. Well, you did all the Photoshoppy stuff mostly, didn't you? So that's you'd be good for
Forte.
talking about that.
You know, if you're doing like research, could you talk about like how we research stuff on YouTube, like actual videos?
Yeah, like
Mm.
we
And we
watched a
went-
lot of music videos.
And we went onto the actual Wombats website and looked at
Yeah.
that because it's a Wombat song.
yeah, I
So
can
we
do
could
that.
talk about. And does this count for Digipack as well then?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Was anything that you've used?
Yeah.
It's
technology?
any technology you've used
So,
all the way through.
Use
Could even
like,
say
a
we
lot
use
of Googling
We
and
could even say we're using a voice recorder now to do all the evaluation stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. You know that you did photoshopping. Well, you use the internet to look for that effect. Does that count? Could you get
I
that in there?
suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
but
it's
I
like
mean,
internet research.
Yeah.
So
I suppose Hannah could. I suppose Hannah can sort of develop on that. Just throw it in there that we used researched
Yeah.
for effects and everything.
well, I
Yeah.
think if we all like go focus on our areas, then help each other out, then pretty
Yeah.
much sorted.
Well, we need to go write it up now anyway, so we've got kind of a script.
Yeah, we'll go right.
Should we do that now then?
Yeah, yeah.
Peace out.